Okay, today is the 29th August. We're having MicroProfile AI call. Wow, it's towards the end of August. Time flies. Let me share my screen. Share. 514. Let me add your name to the minutes. Let me post the minutes link here. Link. Share. Oh, that's last week's conversation about the GCon and the tech exchange. We have how many PRs of platform Qualcomm's platform version? I think this is good. Any concerns for merging this?
No, that's straightforward. Please do it.
Yeah, let's merge it. And so the Emmanuel did the workflow change, release workflow.
Yeah, so I fixed the initial one that we did to be able to sign and to release to Central. I have created the GPG keys, put them in secrets, and I tested it at least for the prepare files and to the build, but then I didn't deploy. So because I didn't want to, I want to have a review before that. So all the changes are done locally, and then when everything is deployed, I create the tag and push the tag to the repo and create the release according to the tag.
Looks great.
Emmanuel, I saw that you updated just to release from main, so that's great. In your local verification, the snapshot version is getting updated in every POM file, right? So if we release 1.0, after this workflow, all POM in our Git will become 1.1 snapshot or whatever version we provide.
No.
.snap.
Yeah, you have two fields, you have two inputs, one which is the version you want to release, and one which is the next version.
Sure.
So you can, you can still be on 1.0.0 snapshot and have a release whatever version you want.
Okay, so whatever version I input for a snapshot, will the GitHub repository get updated with that new version -snapshot after this release?
GitHub, the GitHub will. So it should be push. The tag should be push, and it should be pushed everywhere with the new version.
Okay.
Okay.
You are saying here the across the board will be 101 snapshot, right?
Yeah, it takes whatever. So you have two inputs on the workflow. One which is, if you want to put it there, I don't know. You leave it at 1.0.0 snapshot, right after the release. So it's still a snapshot. That is the current build of dev version is still snapshot and still 1.0.0 snapshot. Then you just have to set that the next development version will be 1.0.0 and that the release will be 0.0.7 or or 0.7.0, whatever you want, and so the tag will be the release version, and the next development version will be the version you set minus snapshots.
In MicroProfile, when we have a release, a major minor release. Actually, is if you just say 1.0, that means 1.0.0. I suggest we just stay with the 1.0 dash snapshot, and then it's when you do a release 1.0, and then will become the development version will become 1.1 dash snapshot. Well, instead of keep on saying 1.0.0 snapshot, 1.1.0 dash snapshot. What people think?
Why don't we just align it with the version for LangChain?
What's the launching? Let's find out launching.
They are on 1.4 now, but we are not.
Now they're on
1.4.
1.4.0.
Yeah.
Launching.
We should follow what LangChain does, of course.
Okay, so they have what's a beta 11 dash snap. So they are doing all the beta ones.
It depends on which. There is a part which is on 1.5.0 snapshot, which is a stable part, and the rest is on beta. For example, if you look at Azure, I guess, or Azure, it shouldn't be on beta. You can see the version is 1.0.5 on Tropic from.xml. The parent pom is beta, but the version is overridden, and it's 1.5.0 snapshot on the Anthropic one. Oh yeah, we can.
Anthropic also 1.5.
If you look at line 13, right?
And 13.
But the version, you see, they have two versions in LangChain now. So it's
this is a parent.
Yeah, yep. This is a parent, yeah. But the version because the Anthropic module is considered stable, so when they release with 1.5.0, but no beta in it.
Do we share the parent? Do we share the launching 4G parent?
No.
Oh, we don't.
No, we don't.
We need to.
I don't know if we need to, because that brings in a lot of transitive dependencies and stuff, or it can. I'd rather not if we don't have to.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't think we need to.
Where do we which dependency do we spend?
we import the POM. The BOM.
Yeah, the bomb is a better way to do it.
Yeah. We import the BOM for the dependency on Longchain4j in I think in the dependency management or.
Here we do 1.3.0. I think they released the 1.4 already, right?
Yeah,
they
but
released just today only. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we're a bit lagging behind, but.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is there a specific need for us to version same as LangChain4j?
I don't think so.
Yeah, why? Yeah.
This is our release cadence. It would be really odd. We first release is 1.5.
Correct.
People will ask, where is your 1.0?
Yeah.
I presumably there are others is they are tightly integrated. If we don't even use their parent, I think it makes sense. We are independent. It's not independent, loosely coupled.
Yeah.
Okay.
We might want to do something if we want to have some int, we can do a release which is called 0.13 or 0.1, so that we know that it's based on Longchain4j 1.3.
I think we should definitely have the tech note when we do the release. We should say which version launching 4G we based on. So
Yeah.
this is something I provide feedback to the Open Telemetry Java. It's very difficult for that to work out which Open Telemetry spec they use. So this is a headache. So yeah.
The idea was to be able to release something and then I guess we then if because I didn't like I said I only test the workflow partially, so I would like to make sure it works and then we can discuss. We can have a version. I think SmallY was 0.0.6. I don't care if it's 0.0.7 or 8 or 10, and when we are ready we can move to a minor.
Why don't you do I think it's still also a confusion directly to a 0.0. Why don't we use a proper release candidate? We use in MicroProfile also Jakarta. For this release, before 1.0 release, you do a 1.0.-RC1. So we know we do a release candidate, and you can test the release pipeline. If it's all good, and then we directly do a release, final release.
Yeah, because well, I mean when I do ARC or stuff like that, it means that it's mostly stable, and I wouldn't want to have ARC. I don't know.
What do you
12 because I did 12 tags trying to release. That's why I didn't want to use such a name. That would maybe that could be confusing, and maybe we can do ARC when we are in sufficiently stable in terms of all the workflow and documentation and stuff like that to be able to have something that is
I thought probably I misunderstood you. I thought you are trying to do the final release. If you have concerns with RC, RC is called a release candidate. It don't need to be a final. If you have a concern, maybe call it an alpha release. And if you feel it's if you feel it's not ready for the release, and do an alpha release is a 1.0. If you, I think it's very strange directly without 0.0.0.0.1, you directly jump to 0.0.13.
No, the surgeon was just to be able to have something that is to test the workflow, and then we can move to a 0.1.0 or a 1.0.0 RC1 or Alpha 1, whatever we want. But I didn't want to move to 1.0.0 something until the release process is working. Just to avoid confusion, because I mean, when you are starting to write something with 1.0.0, people tend to try to use it. So, so I want to be able to make sure everything is okay before they get widely open.
So Emmanuel, I think one part that currently not there is some amount of documentation about how to use this project, right? Or what it contains, or module description, or something like that. Except that part, do you see something else which is missing that we should do before you feel comfortable making a Alpha 1 release or something like that? What else do you think is missing except for documentation?
And making sure the workflow release is working properly.
Yeah, but to test the workflow release, I mean, you have already tested it locally, except for the pushing part, right? Now to really test the push part, you have to have some version number to test it out, right?
That's why I wanted to use some version number that is meaningless or doesn't.
Okay, what would you recommend?
I mean, we stop at 0.0.6 for small LLM. We should continue from that. But
But it's different.
I wanted to have that because that's also the name of the tag that is going to be used, name of the release, etc. In all the, I mean, depending on how far we go in the workflow. So I don't want to have something that might not be working or completely working and being tagged as 1.0.0 something, even if it's
So
alpha.
So you are thinking that you want to run the release workflow with the current state of branch or current state of code with tag or release version as 0.0.7. Is that understanding correct?
Yes, that's it. Yeah, and then if everything is okay, then then we can move to something that is meaningful.
I think it's confusing because it has no direct dependency with a small array code base anymore. If you want, you can start 0.0.1. Again, to justify why this is not matter that much, the tag. If you want to test a workflow, any arbitrary tag you could use. If it doesn't work, you can go ahead delete the tag. I have done many times. It won't cause any harm. Nobody will. It's pretty much straightforward.
Yeah, but you have to take into account that it will be pushed to central. So once it's pushed to central, there is no way. I mean, that means it can be consumed by anyone in the world. So that's why I mean, it's just not just a tag. Going to the tag, I go all the way to the tag and I can delete the tag. But once it's pushed to central, it's out of the control, out of our control. That's what I mean.
There's two things for that. First, you need to work. Before it work, once it fail, it won't be able to push to Maven Central. Pushing to Maven Central is the last step.
No, because with the release plugin, it will create a tag locally, and then push to central, and then push the tag, push the main branch, and push and create a release. In terms of GitHub release, when I say create a release.
Is there any way to have the staging place?
I don't know of any
Once
staging
you
place for
are happy and
central.
you can push it to central.
I don't have a staging central.
I think Roberto talking about how he did a small array release and etc. I think there's
I don't know because if he is using Red Hat Nexus, then there is some staging in place, which has been quite confusing for the last 2 or 3 months. But yeah, but if you are talking to Central directly, then we don't have. I don't know of any staging. And I think we are pushing to Central directly without not pushing to. So for example, I don't know what happens if the push fails because we are missing some requirement on the POM, like developers, developer tag or something like that, because there is a validation occurring there. That's one of the things that we will discover when we do the release. That's why I wanted to be able to test it properly.
I think it is a very risky business. Directly push it to Maven Central without even know you create because anytime, even though you test it, but by the time you do a final release, it's still risky. Maybe it's in the middle is broken, and then you end up putting the empty artifact to Maven Central. I think this needs to be invested to see whether
there is no way to validate it, or maybe.
I think if you have a staging repo, you can verify, you can test it out and then do the push.
Yeah, but for example, if you are missing some GPG signature on some artifact, or if we are missing, like I said, some. I mean, if you are missing the developer tag in the POM, it doesn't break the release. I mean, it doesn't break anything on the Maven side until we push to central.
I think
This validation.
you can specify in the push to Maven Central as a false. You can say no.
I
no.
mean, I mean, if it fails on pushing to central, it's not a big deal. That's not an issue. As long as I mean, the pushing to central failing is not a problem, because then even I mean, we might have some trash in the main branch. I'm not even sure that we will have them, because I think I push afterwards. So that's not a big problem. But I just want to be able to delete the tags, or if the tags it's a bit late for them to delete, or if I can push to main, then. But I just want to be able to have something that is purely tested before I say, okay, no, central, we have a 1.0.0 star alpha that we can push. And then we can advertise about.
I think in order to do the 1.0 release, we need to obviously work on the documentation. So right now, it's very, people come here, don't know much about what this is about. I think this is all need to be fleshed out. I think we'll need to take some time for the 1.0 release. However, Ed, you want to have a release, right? It doesn't need to be a 1.0 release. It's
Yes, I
Well,
agree.
it's a
yeah.
release.
I'd like to have a release, right? It doesn't have to
yeah.
be 1.0, but it would be nice if it was 1.0, but you know,
Yeah,
we'll do it when it's ready, of course.
yeah. I think we need a doc. To explain the modules, how it works. We directly put a lot of things here, and without the doc,
I like to
don't.
work fast, and switching between all my work apps was slowing me down. With ClickUp, all my work is at. Hello, what is up, everyone? Welcome back
Bohik, do you want to say something?
to a new video.
Not at the moment,
Okay.
unless there's other discussions.
Can I summarize the discussion as basically saying Amelie asserts and observes that many technologies use a staging repo, and our current system is not set up to use a staging repo. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I do agree that staging repo is pretty common practice. Is it a common practice also within our parent LangChain4j community, though?
No.
Good point. So, you know, while I agree that it's a standard practice, if our hosting community doesn't do it, then the obligation for us to do it is less. And also the potential risk of being an outsider within the community is higher if we do. So, you know, it's kind of the thing where you're writing code in a project and you want to follow the style or not, right? So it might be better for us to do it the way that Emmanuel is proposing now, and then advocate for a broader acceptance of the concept of using a staging repo in the LangChain4j community at large, get that practice adopted up top and have it bubble down to us, and then we could pick that practice up. So in other words, we don't want to be the pioneer within the community on this, even though the idea of having a staging repo is in no way a pioneering idea. Does that make sense, Emily?
Yes, makes sense. The launching 4G at large. I think Emmanuel, do you talk with Dimitri for the release process?
Yeah, I mean, we talked with Arjav on the and Dimitri on the Discord channel, but yeah, so it's basically is pushed. I mean, it's pushed to central. I think that what we need is just, since it's our first push to central, we need to. I mean, I check what central defines as mandatory metadata on the POM and stuff like that, and GPG and everything. So I did what I could to make sure that everything was okay. That's why I also asked everyone to review the PR.
Mhm.
In my opinion, it should be working. Now, that's just my opinion, and I want to be proven by real testing. So I guess the idea is just, let's do a release. I mean, merge a PR, let's do a release and see if it works, and fix from that and iterate. And once it's ready and everything is okay, and and the workflow is working properly, at least to create the tag and to push to central, then if you are okay with that, then I mean, even if the release for GitHub is not working properly, I can do that manually until we fix that. But at least I need to have at least a push to central working before anything else, and that I can't do without doing what we have just done. I
Think
mean, I could,
in the long run.
yeah, because small have their own workflow that is bulletproof, because that's been tested on all the small project, but we don't have that luxury here. We have to work on our own wings to fly on our own wings, so we have to test it.
Color of the status bar, because by default
Sorry, Bohik, you have to unmute
it's like has the
your AI
but
trying to talk. I think we need to talk with Roberto and somebody else to see in the long run how to better to improve this release pipeline. But in the immediate future, since this launching 4G-CDI uses its own gap, my suggestion is if you want to use a release tag, my suggestion is 0.0.1. If we directly go to a different higher version, people will say, where is the earlier version? That's my concern. What do people think? That's only my personal opinion. What do people think?
I don't
Yeah, I think
worry
it's
about that.
Yeah, it's okay to start with 0.0.1.
No, well, I could go either way. I
Yeah,
personally,
I
if
mean,
we
yeah.
start, it's just what matters is that the numbers are monotonically increasing. So where we start doesn't matter to me. If people ask, hey, what happened to the earlier ones? We can say, well, I'm glad you're talking to us, and use that as an opportunity to engage.
Great.
I think is make it clear to start with is better. But anyway, I don't have any very strong opinion. Is
If you don't have a strong
anyway,
opinion,
you are in the driving seat, and you make a decision, and anyway, yeah, go with
yeah,
it.
that's fine. I'm fine with empowering Emmanuel to do what he thinks is the right thing.
Okay. So I'll test, and when everything is okay, we will decide on what version name we want to use for the one that will expose to the public officially, I would say. And I guess when the workflow is ready, we can just flash the documentation, as you said. And then we will be able to release properly something, but it will be tested and ready.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you all. I got to drop for another call. Yeah.
Just if someone can merge the PR so that I'm not the one that has made it.
Sure. You want me to
merge
do it now?
Yeah.
Or Emily, do you want to do it?
If you want to review.
Yeah. Are you right now you want to do the release or you want to give people, I don't know, Jeff, not
I give my
you
approval.
here?
I reviewed his PR. I gave my approval on this one.
Sorry? You
I
reviewed it?
reviewed. I reviewed and approved it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's fine. Bohik, you are okay?
Yeah, I've already approved.
Okay. So in that case, go and merge it then, and then you can start.
Who wants to merge it?
You said you volunteer.
I can do it. That's fine.
Use your
Alright.
power. Okay, great. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Have a
Thanks.
great weekend. Cheers. Bye.
Okay.
Do it right.